Welcome back. I don't normally like to discuss these things while no one's watching the stream, but I will offer you 100 thank yous. It's better than it sounds like. I get paid in thank yous for driving an acquaintance to a mall occasionally. Yes, we may just try to land. We might actually break out the, I don't think I've used it before, quick save for when we do attempt to land. It really shouldn't be worse. I've stopped the stream and restarted the stream. I can't even see the stream. I'm going to refresh. I mean, you're missing out on some audio, I suppose. And there's not a whole lot happening in the video. Okay, so hopefully the buffering is no longer an issue. I've changed the setting, which will allegedly decrease the buffering at the cost of a greater delay in the stream. So let me know how that works. Okay, so there's a setting that is called Reduce Stream Delay, but it can lead to buffering, or more likelihood to have the buffering. So I've disabled that setting. It's normally not enabled, and I enabled it a while ago. So there's going to be, I don't know what the delay is. It'll be a little bit longer. I said it'll be a little bit longer. I said it will be a little bit longer. That's what she said, okay. Maybe it was a lot longer. It took that long for the, after the second time I said it? Interesting. The delay does seem to have grown. I do want to stream FTL again, but it's already late enough for me that I don't think I'll be doing any of that tonight. Although, maybe we can land, maybe we can complete this contract and land, and then do a little bit of FTL. What does the chat box think? How should we do this? We are getting close. I gave several options, and your answer is not one of those options. Do I need to do a straw poll again? Buffering? There shouldn't be buffering. Straw polls! We are getting quite close. I are entering current isolation. What I'm seeing here looks more like a runway and less like something that isn't a runway. Yeah, but the third person didn't vote. Huh. What do you know about that? Well, we're gonna horribly die while trying to aim for that runway. It's interesting, I have a tremendous amount of buffering on my end. This is the way actual aircraft will make adjustments when they're approaching runways. In real life, I swear it, not at all being sarcastic, and I wish I had air brakes. Let's do another F5 just so that when we reload, we die again. Welcome to the chat room. Thank you. It's great to be in the chat room. This is the part where Scott Manley yells flare a bunch of times. Flare! 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 Well, we were on the runway. Pull up! Pull up! Flare! Oh, ooh. Huh. And this is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. Well, we were on the runway for a while. Maybe we can run over to it. I don't think I can plant flags. I don't have that technology yet. We need to upgrade to plant flags. I wonder if there's an equivalent to this runway on Kerbal, besides the island right off the Space Center. Somewhere in the southern... Is there even land south of Kerbal? It's been so long. This, well, where this runway is, it's in Jorgard's isolation. Yeah, it's in Colombia, I think. Maybe I can leave some debris here until I'm able to plant a flag. And I only have one snack with me. Oh, I like that. I wonder if I can do this on the moon. It looks so funny to me. Time accelerate, run. How come I'm not time accelerate breathing? And that's why they call it the runway. Hey-o! Oops, I fell. I'm still on the grasslands though. What mod nerfed all the earth science? I thought nerfed meant made it easier. Like I would get a lot more science if it was nerfed. I don't know. It's like a Nerf gun, is that where it comes from? I'm somewhat familiar with the term. Nerf means a weaken. Okay. Old parts. I remember seeing this design on old Scott Manley videos. No version of KSP I ever had though. I believe when I got KSP we were in version 0.23? Was there a 0.24? 0.25 came out shortly after I got it. Better than ever. No, that was 0.90. But I know I had something before 0.25. Can I check on Steam and see when I bought the game? Does it say that on Steam? It was January or February maybe. It was only $30 at the time. Oh, what just happened? What? And how did I survive that? What is going on here? I heard EVA again. Does Steam call it a purchase date? Or is it like a purchase date? Because if it calls it that, then I'll check. I'm so tired from the run. She's not really breathing heavy. This is a lot of exercise. Okay, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. No screenshot? Okay, well, it's on video. Let's recover. Let us recover. So on my stream, I'm still frozen trying to approach the runway. But based on the comments that you are typing, you're seeing plenty of video. So I say we leave the flying squirrel. but we recover the debris. Let us fly the flying squirrel so that we can rename it. Rename, 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 rename. Do I need a crew member to rename it? This is our flag then. Oh, don't recover. Leave it there. Yeah, it probably needs to be... Hey dude, how's it going? It probably needs to have a Kerbal in it to rename it. That's okay. It's not that I want to rename it so much as change its type to a lander. I could probably change it to debris or maybe even to a flag. Do something fancy. Why don't we try to fly by the moon? I want to be able to EVA. Oh, there you go. First upgrade done! No, well, flying by the moon at this stage is pretty fancy. We don't have a lot of technology yet. And flying by 12 to 13 kilometers is even fancier, I think. We've orbited one time, and it wasn't that easy. So getting to the moon won't be very easy, but we're gonna do it. Let's do... I don't really know why. I'm pretty sure this is the same exact amount of fuel. I know it is less fuel. I don't know how much science I'll bring. Yeah, I can bring science. I can bring, but I'm not going to bring all of it back in this container, in this science figure. I'm going to EVA and collect the science. Let's bring a wrench. And a guide. I've never used either of these before. I don't know if they do anything, what they do. If I worded that well. I will not be bringing any solar panels because I do not have the technology yet. But we can bring a computer for some Kerbal engineering. We have a goo. We have a science junior. And we have a plan. And that plan is to go to the moon without dying. So hopefully we can do it. Because, like, I don't want to die. We don't have that many pilots, so we still have that 18-ton limit. No, so as I understand it, whatever I place inside the service bay only adds mass to the surface bay itself. But the center of mass of the surface bay does not change. Like if I make it the root part, well, it seems like it does affect it. So maybe I read maybe what I read was not correct. Or maybe it was at some point and is no longer correct. Well, I mean, it is cool if it's true, but it doesn't seem like it's actually true. It looked like my center of mass was off to the side. And do I just, like, place these? They don't seem to want to go anywhere. Maybe I have to bring a container which I haven't unlocked yet. It's not that long of a trip. Is it a 5-day trip to the moon and back? We'll just bring them all. They don't add mass. We'll see how many we have when we get back. That's true. We're not going to the moon I've ever been to before. We're going to a real moon. Well, I still have a... I don't know what the delta V numbers are to get to the moon. We might not make it. We have a very good thrust to weight ratio. No. I don't like that. Well, yeah, we're going to be trying for a free return trajectory. Assuming I don't completely screw it up beyond any way to repair. So, as long as I don't shroot it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is farther out. I can't even target it. I don't have the technology for that yet. But this is a lot farther out than the moon. So, okay, the one on, now they're in the same spot. It's really hard to tell. I think we're just gonna take off. What's the worst that could happen? I think we can stage a rocket and decouplers at the same time. But do not expect Val to die. This is called the not great way to do a gravity turn. I don't wanna, don't do that. Come on, show me. I'm trying to do too much at once. How do I make that ugliness go away? There we go. So I don't know what I missed. What did I miss? This is like a crucial launch and I'm not even paying attention. I'm trying to get these to be in this spot here. No, well I knew I couldn't make maneuver nodes. So what I would like to be able to do is burn prograde while in orbit as soon as I see the moon rise. But that might not work at all. Oh, this is not the direction I want to be going. Yeah, it looks like bust. Instead of moon or bust, we will be busting. And that can't be right. I need a normal type of change. A plane change, if you will. Yeah, this is not going to happen. We don't have nearly enough Delta V. Wait! Why? No! Why did I do that? Oh man. I should have switched to FTL. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of science. I don't believe that, but I'm pretending like it's true. We weren't going to get to the moon. We are suborbital and not on our craft. But look at that view, huh? Oh, I can't take my helmet off. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I can take my helmet off. You want to see something hilarious? I'm not going to revert the flight. There's no way I have the Delta V to get out. The moon in Kerbal Space Program is what, like 11,000 kilometers? And Minmus is like 46. I really don't think I have the Delta V even with a perfect launch. Oh, we're still near? The last time we passed 500 kilometers, we weren't near anymore. Or was that a dream I had? No, that was real life. Oh, I just noticed that you said a way more efficient launch trajectory. Nice, I like it. Well, thanks for stopping by for 30 seconds. Oh, for like 15 minutes. Wow. 20 minutes almost. Yes, above the grasslands. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's warp to somewhere right before. Gotta be careful here. This is how Jebediah died. I mean, Jebediah is perfectly fine. No one think otherwise. Everything's perfectly normal. Unconvincing? I don't know what you mean. Unconvincing? To what are you referring? Jeb's fine. He's okay. He's perfectly healthy. Yeah, we're gonna land and then we're going to call it a night for our stream. It is way past Valentina's bedtime. Way past it. We are going quite fast though. We're going to bleed off some speed and we might make a few passes. I did something quite fancy. I orbited Earth. Have you ever orbited Earth? That looks fancy. I don't think Eve is better than Earth. It is more purple, but it's also a lot more dangerous. That looks pretty. We might have to make several passes here, but that's okay, we can do that. We have plenty of snacks. Have you ever landed on Eve? I'd rather aero brake than die. I did not actually intend to aero brake. I intended on having a lower... Whoa. Whoa, that's bright. It's so bright I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about something. About how bright the United Arab Emirates is. What is this flashing light here? Okay, mental note. We need to go to the artificial islands off the coast of Dubai because apparently something exists there in this mod. Or maybe not. I have landed on Eve twice for real, once for cheating. Interesting. I've landed more times on Eve for real than I have for cheating as well, but I don't know the numbers. It's more than 3 times. Look, I can see Nepal. Yeah, Nepal is still there. I mean, I can't see it anymore, but I did see it before. Some Himalayas. Let's look for Everest. Man, that is one big desert. But we can't even click on the node to get the epilepsis to stay on the screen. Okay, it's been over a day. We should have consumed a snack by now. I wonder if Val's on a diet. All this talk about snacks is making me hungry. Val, eat a snack so that I don't have to think about eating a snack. Slow down, Val. Slow down. We need our periapsis to drop. No, I still have all of my ablator. Fun with time acceleration. Really, Val, it's been like over a day and a half. You should be eating these snacks. I know there's some randomness to it involved in it, but come on. Eat a snack! Eat a snack! Eat a snack! If you don't rescale the solar system, does Earth rotate every 24 hours, or does it stay every 6? So if I use real solar system, but I don't bring it down to 1/10 of its size, which is roughly the same size as Kerbal, maybe the exact same size. I don't know. I think it's actually somewhere in between. Val, I wish you would slow down faster. I'm the king of air braking. I just picked a really high altitude. I didn't intentionally pick it. Our altitude is too high for our periapsis. You know, I can do a planet editor and select Venus. Is that saying that at 140 kilometers is where its atmosphere begins? I mean, I'm time accelerating. I could hyper edit my orbit to be lower, but I don't think that's a good idea. And that's cheating. And I only cheat when bugs prevent things from working the way they are supposed to work. Yeah, can I give Venus any kind of atmosphere? It didn't seem to have one. Yes, you can press tab. You can do this and stop as well if you did not know. Or if you did know. Doesn't seem to change how it looks. I think we'll leave Venus alone for now. We'll probably leave Venus alone forever. Well, I plan on sending probes everywhere in this solar system. And I plan on sending Kerbals, not everywhere, but a lot of places. This is taking a lot longer than I was hoping it would take. We do have an interesting stream of clouds though. Is that clouds? Val, it's been almost 2 days. Surely you must be hungry. It's been over 2 days, Val. I don't even have probe bodies yet, which you may not be aware of that, but you probably are. What is out there? I think Val may have eaten what she was told was a tapeworm that was sold to her by a former member of the Grassroots. Lead guitarist. Okay, let's land. Are you referring to William Charles Schneider? There we go. It took a while. Yeah, that wasn't a tapeworm. I'm not really sure what it was. Maybe like a noodle? Yeah, Creed might have known what it was. But he might not have known what it was. Maybe it was one of those death-smelling mung beans he sprouts in his desk. Well, they are quite nutritious, and I feel like Kelly Rajaniganda Kapoor was not looking so healthy. Someday one of us will make a reference to The Office that the other will not get. You're probably right. I'm sure there are several references to The Office that I would not get. There are also some that I wouldn't necessarily remember. But I'm sure there are some that I wouldn't even understand at all. No, Jim is not Asian. Asian Jim is Asian. Why does everybody keep asking me that? Who is that? I think Asian Jim is my favorite prank. I can't think of any prank that is better. I like the Altoids prank, the mints. That's pretty good. You know, for some reason I like the prank where he has all that wire and he just like sends the wire everywhere and Dwight's climbing poles. He'll be safe. I mean, I made it up there. Oh yeah, the prank set Michael read off when he was mediating between Michael and Jim. My favorite prank from that one is putting the nickels in the handset. That, I want to do that at my job so bad. The phones don't unscrew very easily. That would be so fun to see. Someone just hitting themselves in the head with it. There's the classic prank, the calculator in Jello, or the stapler in Jello. No, I remembered the mug, I just didn't mention it. The world's best boss mug. That was a prank on Michael, not really on Dwight. They're more fun when they're on Dwight, and you don't even see Michael's reaction. I mean, he throws the mug away like 7 seasons later. Okay. We're clearly not ready to go to the moon. We could do this visual survey, but we don't really get science for it. I think we're going to upgrade for max vessel weight a launch pad. And we can upgrade... Did the sound just go away? We're going to upgrade the vehicle assembly building. So we can build some large ships with a lot of the thumper boosters, and then we'll try to figure out how to get to the moon. I don't know what time of day would be best to launch, but that's all going to be next time, including any landing gear testing. So until then, I'm Ben Marcos. Stay classy.